Jarvis.
Waiting for the green lights, and Craig Jarvis going and guarding it out. ER24 following behind, but they are going to get left in the dust when our supercars kick off the race. And the race is on. Craig Jarvis trying to keep his ground, but unfortunately having a Lamborghini taking a look on the inside and losing out that first position, but looking for a comeback. Craig Jarvis doing everything he can. Johan Hudson going and getting a little bit of a jump with the 350Z. He's got to work quite hard, but there, our second place man having a huge amount of fun, keeping ahead of Craig Jarvis.
Simon Murray that had a very well start there, good start, and he's just leading that race. You see that hump there in the before they go into turn 2, still leading the car number 68 of Craig Jarvis.
Craig Jarvis doing everything he can, looking left and right, but just not close enough to Simon. And he's just trying to find every little gap, but Simon is definitely giving it his absolute all. He's showing that the bull has horns and is trying to pull a bit of a gap between himself and that Ferrari. He knows the Ferrari can get very, very close to him through the corners, but he wants to try and utilize as much power, getting out of it, getting onto the straights, and take as much momentum out with him. But you could see going very, very wide, really going and trying to outbrake and make his way through. But Craig Jarvis also doing the same, getting closer each and every time. He's nipping at the heels of that Lamborghini.
A Lamborghini versus the Ferrari in the front there.
Simon doing everything he can, a little bit wide on the exit turn, coming up to the start finish line, just putting the power on, trying to get away from Craig Jarvis, but Craig is not letting him go, sitting in the slipstream there, getting closer, aiming for turn number 1, looks to the inside, but second guesses it, thought maybe to try and dive bomb, but unfortunately not close enough to make a move, rather keep that momentum, get a late apex out, and make his way around the circuit, keeping the power down, getting closer and closer every single time. This is a battle for first place, but you could just see Craig is doing everything he can. Simon is backing, he's taking a look in his left and his right mirror, and all he's seeing is the red of the Ferrari.
Yeah, waiting there anxiously for just a small error, a mistake to pass him. And it's so difficult on this track. There's a lot of steep corners, and then you're sweeping corners, and then you have your long straights, and it seems if these two cars are well balanced, the ratio of weight to Craig Jarvis looking on the inside now, just closing, Simon Murray closing that inside of him again, coming out of Puccini 2 now into the back straight.
Take a look, Craig Jarvis getting a lot of momentum out of that corner and is now side by side next to Simon, pushing hard. Simon on the outside, but just not giving him any room. But the problem is he's now getting forced a little bit wide. That means he loses a bit of momentum to Craig, but Craig is trying everything he can with that Ferrari. Definitely looking at the heels, took a good look, and unfortunately wasn't able to do it, but just enough that Simon Murray knows that he cannot forget about Craig Jarvis and he needs to keep on pushing. Looks like the Ferrari is, Craig Jarvis has got the corners down. He's able to get right onto the back of that Lamborghini, but just hasn't got the power compared to it. Doing everything he can, looking inside, but unfortunately not able to do it again. Here comes Charles Oranges now on the screen with the Mustang battling his way around, and he's getting chased down by the 350Z. Now he's got the problem of he's got the front engine, while the 350Z is a mid-engine vehicle, so it's able to work around the corners a hell of a lot better than the Mustang. But as we know, there's no replacement for displacement, and especially sitting with a big V8 in front of him. Charles Oranges is doing everything he can, making his way around the corners, doing everything he can. He's really fighting with that car, trying to keep it stable and trying to keep ahead of that 350Z.
Johan Hudson just hanging in there.
There's a lead change. Take a look at those. Craig Jarvis just slipping on the inside of Simon Murray. Now Simon has to fight back. This is where it gets difficult. You had that first position. Now you have to try and retake it. And you know Craig Jarvis is not going to let it go.
Definitely not. Craig Jarvis opening up that lead, a bit of a lead there on Simon Murray. And that Lamborghini will just stick there right at the back of the Ferrari.
Well, if you think of it, the Lamborghinis have the four-wheel drive, so they're able to work their way around the corners. But Craig Jarvis is doing everything he can with a rear-wheel drive, mid-engine vehicle. The Ferrari is just battling to hold back the ball. And there we go. We have got Murray pushing hard once again, getting very, very close, looking for turn number one, takes a look on the inside, but unfortunately not close enough to utilize it, but it just keeps on carrying that momentum, chasing down Craig. Craig is really trying everything he can, battling on the ropes here, and just needs to hold that first place just for a little bit longer.
They've built up quite a substantial lead on the third car number 18, and that is Jono Schenkman, and he's followed there by car number 23.
Well, if you go and take a look on www.protiming.co.za, you would actually get the live up-to-date results of what's going on. But just take a look at Craig Jarvis's time, doing a 1 minute 41.5 around the circuit. He's the quickest car around the circuit, and right behind him, Simon Murray doing a 1:42. So Craig Jarvis is definitely feeling he needs to push, he needs to go for it. And this is it. So that was an incredible time last lap. So let's see what he's able to do now. He's starting to open up a gap between himself and Simon Murray, and really battling his way around the circuit. The gap is starting to open. Simon Murray is starting to drop back, and this is it. This is where it starts getting very, very tricky for each of these vehicles.
Now, Craig Jarvis just off the pace of that he set yesterday. Yesterday at a 1:41.235, so he's getting closer and closer to his best time of yesterday.
Well, you've got to give him his due. He didn't have the best start in the world. He tried fighting back, but Simon Murray stuck his nose in and went for it. And he had to work his way all the way back into first, and now he's just opening that gap. Absolutely incredible. They're literally 0.9 of a second behind is Simon Murray. So there's nearly a second difference between the two as they battle their way around. Simon Murray now getting a little bit closer. As you can see, Craig Jarvis slowing a little bit too much towards our, as we call it here in South Africa, the Coke bottle. And there's an absolute lovely corner. It's also known as the boot to most. Stunning and very, very tricky. You can get caught out. You can outbrake yourself there if you're not careful, or if you're too early on the brakes, you lose so much momentum through the bends. So I think this is where Craig Jarvis has just lost that little bit of momentum, and that's allowed Simon Murray to push hard and keep going. Craig Jarvis doing everything he can, trying to open up that gap, and take a look as they go onto the back straight. He's definitely got the momentum, putting the power on. Simon Murray is on the ropes. He's really doing everything he can, but just not able to get it.
Craig Jarvis absolutely doing everything textbook at this moment, and Simon Murray waiting there for a little mistake. You can see the unevenness in the track, but these drivers know this track very well.
All right, taking unique lines, but this cut back to our Bigfoot Porsches having a huge amount of fun on the back straight. And right at the back there, that is Giancarlo in the G&H Transport Ferrari. Absolutely stunning as he makes his way around the circuit. Just trying to keep his nose clean, trying to keep that car going, and really showing off what he can do. Charles Rangi's lost out of position to Johan Hutting as they make their way around the circuit. As you can see, that 350Z, I told you from the start, keep an eye on it. It's one to keep an eye on. It doesn't cost millions of rand, but it's a very, very good sports car. And also in the drifting world, the best drifting car you can get out there, except for a lot of the, in terms of the Japanese imports, they work quite well. As we take a look back to the front here, Craig Jarvis going and doing everything he can. Simon Murray creeping up on the back of him, and just pushing really hard for that position. Knows that he's running out of laps and needs to keep on going for it.
Current standings, Craig Jarvis there in the lead, Simon Murray in second, Jono Schenkman in third, Andrew Colbert in fourth, Sun Woodley in fifth, Giacomo Giaccaro currently lying there in sixth.
Simon Murray going and giving his horns. Notice he's going and taking the corners a lot wider, trying to carry as much momentum through as possible to keep on going. He's really battling with that car. And we're just trying to keep an eye on it and just keep an eye on all the cars. Oh no, and it looks like Johan Hutting has gone and given up the ghost. That 350Z just couldn't keep up the pace. Wonder what has gone on with the car, but just breaking down in front of the start line. Absolutely heartbreaking to go and see it. Here comes our leaders. Now, just to give you guys a heads up with the yellow flags, just in terms of the rule, whenever the yellow flag is out, that sector is pretty much, you cannot overtake by the yellow flag. If you do, you get a penalty, you're done and dusted. And as soon as you get like a 30-second penalty, especially on your time, you're going backwards down the grid. So they keep information of what their positions were. A lot of guys, you'll notice, tend to stick quite close, like the other person's door, and then floor it. Once they get to the green flag, that's when they can go for it. Johan Hutting, unfortunately, that 350Z has given up the ghost. Hopefully, they can get it ready for race number 2 and get that little car going once again. But that's allowed Charles Arangis to go and push forward and a little bit of free room to go after the Porsches.
Race number 2 will be at 11 o'clock South African time. And currently you're watching the first of the races, the GT Challenge, with a 12-lap race. And in the lead there, Craig Jarvis, as Simon Murray still holding on to the lead that Craig Jarvis is having. And Jono Schenkman still there in 3rd position.
Well, if you take a look, Simon Murray is doing everything he can, especially off this back straight. He's not braking as hard as Craig Jarvis. You'll notice Craig Jarvis is on the brakes a lot longer than Simon Murray, just coming off the back straight, trying to slow that car down. But you can see Simon gets right up next to him, looks to the inside line, he gets the door slammed on him straight away as they come up towards the final bend, really doing everything they can to try and battle their way through the grid. Now, they just have to keep it all going. Simon Murray trying everything he can. He's closer now. He looks on the inside, but not able to do anything. Needs to carry that momentum through, but it's close enough for turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 to try and make up any way possible past that Ferrari. You know, what must be going through his head? What do I have to do to catch this darn little Ferrari in front of me? And he's doing everything. You can see he's trying to dive bomb from every single corner. He's trying for that inside. He's trying to force Craig Jarvis to have a mistake, but just not working out. As you can see, just right there on the brakes, Craig Jarvis is quite a bit on the brakes. Simon Murray is just leaving it till the last and gunning it. He's hoping that he can just get that fraction or get Craig to just move that little bit so he's able to take first place.
Simon Murray also having that advantage of the all-wheel drive on the Lamborghini, and therefore at the corners he comes in closer, but seems as if the Ferrari have just a little bit more power in the straights, and we have a long back straight here at Phakisa, and that is where when they come out of Uchini 2, that is where Craig Jarvis opens the lead up on Simon Murray.
Well, the one thing you've got to be very careful of is with that back straight, you say it is quite an open straight and you can go deep into it. Problem is it's very dirty on the outside there. It doesn't matter if you've got all-wheel drive. Simon Murray, Shingos, he's really doing everything. That was a do-or-die maneuver right there and just able to keep it at bay. But Craig Jarvis doing everything he can to go for it as he's trying to have a bit of fun. But here we go, back marker in play. We've got Charles Arangis just in front of them. And now Simon Murray looking on the inside once again. You can see on the brakes, very squeamish, trying to go and accelerate out again. But take a look how close he is. My heavens, there's Charles Arangis. He's going to look in his rearview mirrors and just see the force of Italy right behind him. America has to run. Run, guys, run. And there we go, Simon Murray and Craig Jarvis. Now, if Craig Jarvis can get past Charles Arangis before the corner, it means he can just make his way around, which he's going to do. He's really doing everything he can, gets in front, and so does Simon Murray. Doesn't want to lose it because you can utilize the back marker, block in or box in your competitor and let them slow down quite a bit, especially with the lap times between the two. But just take a look. The bull and the horse duking it out. Ferrari versus Lamborghini. Man, I never knew Italy could have such a big fight. But right here, for first place, we have got it here in South Africa with Lamborghini and Ferrari. Two names in the motorsport world that is fantastic with the GT category. And Pirelli GT Challenge is putting on a show for us right here.
into the back straight again. Craig Jarvis slightly opening up that lead. Simon Murray will be coming closer now when they get into Fieldcop corner. And 2 turns for them. And then they into the pit lane straight. Simon Murray on the inside now.
And just able to take it. But you can see that do-or-die maneuver. He had to take that gap. But now side by side next to the Ferrari. Craig Jarvis, Simon Murray. Craig Jarvis.
Craig Jarvis getting it there again.
Just came.
This is a battle.
Unbelievable. There we go. Simon Murray doing it again. Trying to do a do-or-die maneuver on the brakes. Once again, side by side. Craig Jarvis just taking off his nose. My heavens, it's leaving it till the last. Simon is trying from literally 100 meters away to try and outbrake the Ferrari. He's leaving it to the last. There's one or two things that's either going to work or someone's going to land up in tears. And these two are really going and pushing it to the limit. Wow, just amazing right there. South African motorsport going and having a true duke out for first place.
Wonderful. You can see how late Simon Murray's on the brakes into the bootleg area now. Simon Murray wanting to close the gap there on Craig Jarvis.
He's literally doing everything he can. He's trying. You can see as he's going into the corner, he's taking a little bit wide, trying to just carry that momentum through, catch up to Craig Jarvis. But Craig Jarvis takes a look at his mirror. He knows he needs to do this. There's only a couple of laps left. And literally, these guys are giving it the absolute all to try and maintain the position. 3 laps left of this race as they are really trying it. Craig Jarvis starting to open up that gap between Simon Murray again, and this is where Simon has to give it a do-or-die maneuver and get his way through. 3 laps to go. These drivers know it. If you were in the front seat there in first place, what would be going through your head?
Yeah, you just want to keep your car on the track. You want to keep that Lamborghini out of your rearview mirrors. Don't want to make a mistake. Yet another round that they've completed of this 4.24 kilometer track.
A very technical circuit, but also goes and helps the cars with high speeds. And we have 2 straights to basically make that. That's our front straight, our start finish line, and we've got our incredible drag, almost like a drag strip straight at the back, where you just let it all go and let the horses run. It's all about power, and that's where it comes in. If you can carry your momentum through the back corner onto the back straight, you can just go and give it absolute all. And that's what Simon Murray's trying to do. He's trying to go in deep, trying to swing it out wide, carry as much momentum out there, and try to get past that Ferrari. But just look at the gap. Craig Jarvis is doing everything he can. He knows this is it. He knows he has to keep on putting the pressure on and keep going for himself. But my heavens, Simon Murray going and pulling a do-or-die maneuver there, but Craig Jarvis has got a problem.
It must be, definitely there must be something wrong with Craig Jarvis's. Can't see what is the problem there, but like a arrow out of a bow.
Unfortunately, Craig Jarvis down and out, and that's allowed Simon Murray to take first place. But what on earth has gone wrong with the Ferrari? Doing so well, but then just lost all the drive, and that's it. Now just taking it slowly around the circuit. Oh man, what a blow for Craig Jarvis. Really did everything he could. Unfortunately, the car just didn't have that reliability on him. And let's go at the last. Simon Murray catching up to one of our back markers now as he's making his way through. I'm sure he's going and breathing a big sigh of relief for what's going on there.
Simon Murray overtaking Werner Link there in car number 16 at Porsche. Still keeping an eye out for Craig Jarvis to see what's wrong with that car of his. Definitely must have picked up a snag, and hopefully it can be sorted out for the 45-minute race of the GT Challenge that will be coming up soon at 11 o'clock South African time.
Well, it's 1 lap. This is it. There's Charles Orangi's coming by, and he's got one of the Lamborghinis chasing him down, just ready to go for an overtake. But absolutely amazing. Our Bigfoot Porsches, Sun Woodley going and having a bit of fun there, and Andrew Colbert going and really duking it out with the 2 Porsche 911s. the V6s, but take a look. Charles Rangi's trying to fight back against the Lamborghini. Unfortunately, far more horsepower, all-wheel drive, mid-engine. You're not going to catch him with a Ford, unfortunately. There we go. Car number 23, and that's Andrew Colbert in the Bigfoot Express Porsche, going in, having a huge amount of fun out there, really loving life with the Porsche. With 1 lap to go, they're just going to need to come up to the line and cross it to get the checkered flag. Colbert trying to keep ahead of his teammates, Son Woodley. Son Woodley going and racing Porsches for a very, very long time. Always loved the endurance racing, and that's it. Here comes our leader, Simon Murray, duked it out, fought bravely, and is coming across the line to take the checkered flag. Absolutely stunning, and well done to him for everything that he's gone through. He literally, from the start, took the jump on Craig Jarvis, was in first. Craig Jarvis finishing up in second place. As the Aeronautica team, very, very happy with that. Hopefully we can get our ground team to go and have a chat to him and find out how the race was. There we go. We've also got Craig Jarvis pulling up right next to him, just below us here at the Bird's Nest. But absolutely amazing. Bravo to these teams. We're going to get our ground team to go and let us know. So, Caroline, it's up to you to try and get us a little bit of scoop. What happened to Craig Jarvis's car? How was the battle? And let's see what they got planned for the 45 minutes. We can only speculate, but take a look at this. Walking around. Now, this is sportsmanship. This is what I love. Literally walking up, patting him on the shoulder, saying, bravo, well done for the race. That is how it's done. Yeah, bravo to the two of them.
Immediately inquiring what happened there. You couldn't have just let me pass you. What happened? Jonathan Schenkman there in third position. 2 Lamborghinis and the Ferrari. Simon Murray seems to be a very relieved man.
So we're going to be cutting through to Caroline. She's going to give us the inside scoop on this. And there we go. Our third Lamborghini, after quite a race, got left a little bit down in the works there. Thumbs up from him. Fantastic.
Yeah. Jonathan, tell me about this. Third place, a bit of a lonely race, I think.
It was a little bit lonely. We lost 4 cars yesterday in our class. That was a little bit sad due to crashes and technical issues and that sort of thing. But just made sure that I was ahead of Andrew and Son and keep my tyres for the next race, which is going to be a lot longer.
Now you've got a 45-minute race coming up. How are you feeling about that?
I think good. I think for our class, we very happy with qualifying yesterday. We were pole for the cup class, and we were first in this race, and it was quite easy. So I think the other guys, you know, had we had a bigger pack, it would have been a lot more fun. But it's a great series. I'm very, very happy that Charles put it together, and we're looking forward to the next one as well.
Great stuff. Well done.
Thanks very much.
So Craig, a bit of a disappointing race, I think, for you.
Yeah, I thought I'd had it, but 2 laps from the end my gearbox broke. It was giving signs from probably 3 laps before that, so I was managing damage control towards the end. But anyway, Simon's a good friend of mine, so I'm only too happy for him to have taken it. But it was a good race.
And definitely a great dice while it was going.
Oh, absolutely. We did a few dives on each other, no damage, so it ended well, so great.
You're going to get it fixed for the next race?
I don't think so. I think it's a gearbox.
That's a real shame. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Simon, fantastic win there. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. But I felt really bad for Craig. I mean, I don't think I would have got past him if he hadn't had the gearbox problems. And my heart sank when I saw his car slow down, and then I was like, "Oh, that means I can win." And I was happy at the end, but it was a real pity.
Well, tell me about that start.
Yeah, it was. I just kind of had a good run off the start, and nice breaks into the first corner. So it was a great way to start the race.
Nice start. Also getting ready for the endurance race later. 45 minutes coming up soon.
Yeah, the endurance race and then the 6 hours. So we're doing the whole package. After that one, 45 minutes is going to be a long way. It's hot, but yeah, it's great fun.
Great stuff. Well, congrats and good luck for the next one.
Thank you very much.